So, having checked the walkthrough, which again, spoiler-free, I was really confused because it looked like I did everything, and then it turns out I do have to actually connect these two. Which, I mean, I guess I would have tried eventually, but, you know, still. Whatever. We're there now. If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that he dug up, what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction.
Ah!
What is it?
I figured it out. It was treasure. Treasure! Yar! Yar! Kay the pirate. Yar! I'm a pirate. Yar! Couldn't Blaze have dug up the ransom money?
The $100 million ransom? Buried in the ground until the heat had died down. It's certainly possible.
I know, right? Yar! I'm Kay Faraday, the pirate. Yar! Yar! Mr. Edgeworth, give me back me badge. I'm the Atagarasu, feared pirate of the oceans. Yar!
I'm gonna stop doing that. So this should be yes. Ah, sweet meter. Not all the way, but still. Sweet meter. Huh. Well, we're all back. Shifu, I'm back. Well, now we're all back. Is this everyone? Nah, we're missing Powers and Nichols. I brought the info on the fire the kids started and a photo of the drawing in your father's office. It was in another country, bro. And also, oh, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up and hand them over. And the information held by Agent Lang's father... Yeah. This is it. It's exactly what I remembered. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we seem to have the president with a doll in front of the thing, and he has a bouquet of flowers, and there's the swing set back there, and there's the rabbit and shit, and then there's a one-eyed person with a knife and a dog? How curious. I also... Knife and dog, you say? You can hear, if you listen carefully, you can hear when that clicked in my brain. I don't know why he only has one eye, but, you know, knife plus dog and robes, yeah, okay, think I've got it. Still, though, that is funny. I kind of want to listen back, and it's like you can hear like the gears in my brain click into place, and it's like, oh, right. This is exactly what I remembered. This was the picture drawn by the child depicting the night of the incident. It sure looks like it was drawn with a child's touch. As I thought, the one who drew this is most likely the child who started the fire. Butts. Child's drawing 12 years ago. Wait, how old was... Well, we don't have butts. Same age as us, so he would have been like a teenager. Shifu! What now? Sorry, but it's gonna have to wait. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What do you think my old man had? Why do you think my old man had this? Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Yeah, sure. Allow me to read it post-haste. We're just not going to let the MIB guy talk, even though it's incredibly important. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the night of the incident. It seems this boy went missing several days later. What? Don't tell me you witnessed something he shouldn't have.
That's horrible. He was only a child, after all.
I'd hate for that to be the case. We can't rule out that possibility entirely. Well, quite, unfortunately. Huh? Apparently, the boy left some stuff behind at the orphanage, and it was taken as evidence. What's this? What's that doing here? That is a good question, because I know what that is. Mr. Prosecutor, do you recognize this? Yes, I know one piece of evidence that's related to... Which piece of evidence is related to that? It's... Take that! I don't know what it's doing here, but isn't that the missing horn from this Muzila doll?
No way. You mean this came off the president's?
You know of it?
Yeah, I've noticed the president kept it close as a decoration. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing.
If you twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio.
So if we pull the missing horn back in place, we might be able to hear a different recording?
Okay, that's very convenient. Indeed, it is possible. The doll is currently on the It's also 12 years old. There's gonna be some corruption for that tape. Well, it is... This is supposed to be like 2019, 2020. So I guess it's possible it's a digital recording. And not, you know, just audio file, audio tape, I mean. It's possible the doll is currently on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower.
Hey, you heard that, right?
Yes, sir, I'll be right back. Shifu, I've got it, the mighty Muzila doll.
Well done. Give it to the prosecutor over there.
If we insert the horn found at the orphanage into the doll...
It's a perfect fit! Well, can you hear anything?
Mr. Huang. It's Amy. As in Mystic Amy. It's been a while. I saw the news that you would be coming to this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. What? Okay.
But please stop the playback.
Judge Courtney?
What's wrong? Stop it, now.
It's a boy. Your son. He's just been born. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Don't you?
God damn it! Ugh! I did the Wesker thing again. What is wrong with me every time? It's like, as soon as somebody goes, don't you think, I immediately jump to that cutscene of Wesker in the mansion. Don't you think?
Ah, Wesker.
Marsh? Did she say John?
I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th.
So, wait, does that mean, like, I show up just as it turns February 9th, or just as it turns February 10th? I'm always bad at that. Even if it's just once, I want you and John to meet. Fuck it. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. Amy, you say?
No way! That was me!
John.
What's the meaning of this, Miss Courtney?
John is not my real son.
No! What the? No! Oh, no! What? I would never have figured that.
He's adopted.
Did John know about this? How old were you when you adopted him? Because he would have had cognitive memory, like, certainly starting around 4. So, 8 years ago, you're 26. Yeah, that's still... I guess you would have been, like, 18 and able to adopt, but we're stretching here. This is... I don't know.
Of course he knew.
Okay, so it's fine.
John's mother, Amy Marsh.
Yeah, the last name difference didn't tip anyone off, even ignoring the whole age thing. Am I really? Like, you didn't conceal it well, game. You could have made her, like, 10 years older, and that might have made me, you know, more believable, or change the kid's last name. But then, you know, the John Marsh thing might not have worked as well as a joke. Or it might have worked here, John Courtney. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, his real name's John Marsh. Oh, now I get it. John's mother passed away. Amy Marsh passed away about 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Ah, so he's your nephew. Wait, no. She and I were cousins. So he's your second cousin? And you adopted him and he's been calling you Mom? That's a curious relationship.
Since we were young, we've always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I look after John.
I mean, kudos to you, I suppose, but still, calling you mom and him your son's, well, strictly speaking, if there was a legal adoption, I suppose, yes, they are mother and son.
Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity.
So, yeah, 8 years ago, or 5 years ago, she would have been 21, John would have been 8. So, yeah, obviously he would have known he was adopted. But, alright, fair enough, fair enough.
I never even told John his father's name.
Turns out it's President Huang. And now it's all been revealed thanks to recording on that doll. No wonder he was a fan of the Mozilla thing. And I figured that was coming, but it still made the whole Courtney thing really weird, so I'm glad they finally addressed that. Did John's mother send the doll to the president?
Hey,
John.
was he, the president, really my dad?
Yes, he was.
Unfortunately, you sound like your mother and not him. We're all very sorry about that.
Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Zhangfa.
A diplomat? Why did they reuse the name Amy? Like, there's no way it's gonna be Mystic Amy again, right? Like, yeah, no, it's Amy Marsh, not Amy Faye. Why did they reuse the name Amy? That's weird. A diplomat? So that must be how she became acquainted with President Hong. Although, I was talking with someone a while back. Very rarely, because their point was in the real world you will meet people with the same name. Like, you can have two friends named Mike. And no one really makes a big deal out of it, other than, like, maybe one of them's Mikey or Michael, just so that, you can tell each other apart in conversation really easily. You never see that in fiction, was his point. You never see two characters with the same name, unless they sort of make a deal out of it. Like, if, what's a show that I've been watching? If Always Sunny showed up, and there was another Charlie, Mac. Mac had a cousin who was also named Mac, and they thought that was weird, and they started calling Mac Fun Mac, and that was sort of the whole point, I think, or New Mac. It was something like that. But, yeah, they made a deal out of it, was the point. I couldn't think of an example, because you asked for an example. Is there one where they have the same name and nobody makes a big deal out of it? This would be an example! Provided nobody brings up Mystic Amy. But, yeah, fair enough. You do meet people with the same name. So yeah, I do have one example in fiction where there's two characters with the same name and nobody really cares. They're just like, her name was also Amy.
Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage?
Yes, after returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work, so she began working at the orphanage.
I was gonna say, that's a step down from a diplomat, don't you think? No offense to people working in orphanages or anything. Lang, come on, we're having a moment. Hey, Miss Courtney. So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that?
Amy couldn't make it. Apparently someone had been following her the whole night.
Perhaps it was Blaze. I can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing.
After that, Amy never got another chance to see the president again.
So she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful for John and Courtney.
Oh, right. Hey, John, you thirsty? How about I buy us both some juice? We can go together.
I'm a part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice.
Oh, shot down by a kid.
Yeah, he is a movie star. Come on now.
John, do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago?
The secret meeting from 2 nights ago!
I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and...
Did he not know? It'd been like 5 years.
That you were alive and well.
But,
I see, so that's why you couldn't tell us the reasons for meeting with the president until now.
I get it. She would have had to reveal his connection with John. I brought a bouquet of lion lilies, so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the President and Amy. The first present she received from the President was a bouquet of lion lilies. But now, even he has passed away, if only he were still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John.
Oh yeah, I guess he never met his son. That's tragic. Shifu! I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say, and I've been trying to for a while. Oh, what is it now? Can't this wait? Well, actually, there's one last item that's been delivered here from Zhengfa. I have it here, the President's will. What? The President's will? My old man received a great number of special medals from the President himself. As a token of his trust, the President left his will in the protection of the Lang clan. Didn't bother changing that, ever? No? Okay. Those medals in that will, they're the pride of our clan, our family treasures, so to speak. Why is every document written on that dumb scroll? No, this is... Agent Lang, does that will have something to do with the court case? You bet it does. It says here, in the event of my death... in the event of my murder... I couldn't think of an end joke. I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my son. Yes, that John Marsh, the guy in the Mozilla films.
What? Why is this shocking to... What? John's name is in the President's will?
Are you certain that will was written by the President? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lang clan even before the SS5 incident took place. They'll have to appraise it back home, but the name of the Lang clan, by the name of the Lang clan, this is a real deal. Dijou Hong was the president of the entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, he left behind a will just in case.
Why would this have caused controversy? Or controversy, if you prefer. And Edgeworth does. He just had a son. Who cares? He's a president. Is the president not allowed to mate?
This makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Dijou Hong, president of Zhengfa.
Gumshoe.
John!
John! Sean! Oh, references. But that's not a reference only I'll get. Everyone should get that reference. This game is still going! Ah! It's such a huge game! Like, I have not played anything. Ugh, I know I talked about it earlier, but this is just insane.
John.
Oh, he might have killed his own dad. Right.
So that guy was my dad.
He found about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world.
I'd always been searching for my dad.
John.
I get it, alright. He's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why, huh? Why didn't he tell me who he really was?
I'm sorry, John.
Mom, you don't need to apologize. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. Yesterday I broke my promise with you and didn't even notice the fire on the roof.
Yeah, I forgot that voice makes me yawn. So much. I had that as somebody in, Phantom Trick, but I can't remember who. Somebody spoke like that. Oh, right, Cabanella. Or Cabanera, or Cabanella, whatever his name was. Cool dude. I suspected him for the longest time. I thought he was going to turn out to be a traitor, but I was wrong. I was so happy that I was wrong, because he was such a cool dude. Him and, Gowd, or whatever that guy's name is. Jowd. Jowd or Gowd, it's one of those. But yeah, I was so happy to be proven wrong about Cabanella. Somebody commented a while back, it's like, wait, when did you stop suspecting him? When it was very clear he was he was obviously a good guy. Like, that's when I stopped suspecting him. I was clearly wrong about that. And I'm happy I was wrong about that. He's awesome. I can't remember who commented on that. They're probably not watching this, but, you know. There's the answer, when it was very clear he wasn't a bad guy. It was sort of up in the air at first, but then it was very obvious he was a good guy. So, attaboy, Kavanaugh.
I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad. And those flowers that my mom carefully grew.
John, please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while.
What, sad? What do you mean, stay like this for a while? He's clearly depressed and blames himself. I wouldn't say stay like this for a while.
Just for a little while, okay?
The bond between a parent and child. That's the meaning behind lion lilies.
Well, that's ironic.
I know it's not my style, but the flower is from Zhangfa.
However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it?
Yeah, you're right.
The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct?
My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So who knows if they were right or not.
In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation. In order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. My old man's back real close. I'll catch up to it for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered.
What? I assumed we would be... Alright, I thought we'd be investigating a bit more.
There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. I agree. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh.
Yeah, so far so good.
However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it.
He might be more involved in that, but so far I'm with you.
If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have been just a kidnapping with no murder.
Well, no, there was blood that wasn't his own. And the, quote, kidnapper, unquote, is clearly Dogan, so...
Afterward, the body was moved to the flower beds, and the fake photo was taken.
Was that really what happened 12 years ago? I think that's the hole in his logic. I need to present the blood that isn't Cameron's. So there was obviously blood spilled.
However, there's one thing I still don't get.
Is it the blood? Something you don't get?
It's this. Why did they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all the trouble of even make the president take part in the photo?
Extra mile? They're very good at what they do? That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once again, once we get past the layers upon layers of deduction, we shall surely reach it.
Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well.
Alright, well, I'm probably going to focus on the whole there was blood that wasn't Cameron's, and he said there probably wouldn't have been a murder. So, hopefully that's the right path to go down. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Token Lad. Talk to you later, shooting your shares, and see you around Ask Clowns.